The World Cup just got a massive makeover. And depending on who you ask, it's either the greatest thing to happen to football or the beginning of the end. Here's what you need to know. Starting right now in 2026, the World Cup is no longer a 32-team tournament. It's 48. That's 16 extra countries, 40 extra matches, and one completely new knockout round that nobody had ever heard of before. So why did FIFA blow up a format that worked perfectly fine for over 2 decades? Is this really about growing the sport, or is something else going on here? For 28 years and since 1998, the World Cup ran like a clean, simple machine. 32 teams, 8 groups of 4, top 2 from each group moved on. One bad game in the group stage and your entire tournament was over. Jeopardy. That's the word. Real, actual jeopardy. Starting with 2026, we now have 48 teams. Those teams are split into 12 groups of 4, so groups A through L. The top 2 from each of the 12 groups move forward, that's 24 teams, plus the 8 best third-place finishers from across all the groups. That's 2/3 of the entire field moving to the knockout stage. Your team has to genuinely embarrass itself not to advance. We now have a round of 32, a round that has never existed in World Cup history before. Back in Qatar, the tournament went group stage, straight to a round of 16. Now we go. Group stage, round of 32, round of 16, quarterfinals, semis, final. The finalists will now play 8 matches to win the World Cup, not 7. 8. That's an extra match for the biggest players on the planet. At the end of a grueling club season, in the summer heat of North America, the 48-team format was approved all the way back in 2017. And the original plan? 16 groups of 3 teams. When only 2 teams are in a group together and both already know who's advancing before the final match, they can just agree not to try. The infamous disgrace of Gijon from 1982 was exactly this. 2 teams played out a score that suited both of them, at the expense of a third. So in 2023, they scrapped the 3-team groups and went with 12 groups of 4. FIFA's public answer for the expansion is inclusion. For decades, Africa, Asia, Central America, and the Caribbean were basically fighting over scraps when it came to World Cup qualification. The new format opens 16 more doors. Countries like Uzbekistan, Cape Verde, and Curacao are now at this World Cup. For those countries, just qualifying can completely transform the sport locally. More teams means more matches. More matches means more broadcast slots to sell. The 2026 World Cup goes from 64 matches to 104. That's a 63% increase in content. FIFA was reportedly targeting close to $9 billion in revenue this cycle. Critics accused FIFA president Gianni Infantino of using the expansion to win votes, promising smaller nations World Cup spots in exchange for political support inside FIFA. To their credit, FIFA's argument is, why can't both things be true at the same time? This is the argument that gets football fans most fired up. The idea that adding 16 weaker teams will dilute the quality of the matches. But here's the counterpoint that people keep missing. Those weaker teams still had to qualify. Morocco ran to the semifinal in 2022. South Korea knocked out Spain and Italy in 2002. Nobody saw those coming either. The bigger concern might actually be for the elite players. 8 matches of World Cup football tacked onto an already brutal club season? The group stage is just a little less dramatic now. Under the old format, you had to perform. Lose 2 games and you're going home. No way around it. Under the new format, teams could theoretically win just 1 group stage match and still advance as for powerhouse nations, the group stage is almost a formality. The tension that made group stage football so gripping, that feeling of watching Germany get knocked out by South Korea in 2018, might be slightly harder to replicate. More teams, more stories, more moments nobody expected. The World Cup has always had a way of creating magic the format didn't plan for. The World Cup didn't change because of some sudden surge of altruism at FIFA headquarters. It changed because more teams equals more money, and more money keeps everyone in power comfortable. But in that expansion, something genuinely meaningful happened too. Nations that could never get here before are now on that stage. The format is bigger, messier, more commercial, and arguably more global than it's ever been. FIFA made the World Cup bigger to make it richer, and accidentally made it more important at the same time. 10 years from now, will we look back at 48 teams as the moment football truly went global? Or will we remember it as the moment FIFA quietly sold off the soul of the most important sporting event on earth? If you want more breakdowns like this, go ahead and subscribe.